Alright, that's a little different than what we're normally used to getting into there, guys. Welcome back. This is Eric here with Guitarsenal. Just toying around a little bit. A little ditty I kind of just put on the looper there just for fun. You're probably hearing a lot of crackle. You're probably hearing a lot of noise. But before we did anything to this amp, I wanted to make a quick video here. This is G.E. Smith's 1950 Magnatone 3HGA. It's a sort of, I guess you would call it like a champ style amplifier, really simple, 5Y6 driven. It's really weird tube complement that this amplifier uses. Some of these amps use 4 power tubes, some of them use 5 tubes. This is a 5-tube version, and I'm just going to provide a quick sort of caveat here. The speaker on this amplifier is definitely blown or on the way out. It's certainly having some issues. On the low end, especially on the neck pickup, there's a lot of flubbiness and rattling and everything like that. So this video is supposed to serve 2 purposes. One, I want you to hear what a broken speaker sounds like, what a speaker that is on the way out sounds like. But 2, I also want to showcase this piece. Now, we are going to probably send the original speaker out and have it rebuilt, and I'm going to put a replacement speaker in it for now, just so that we can get it back to good. But electronically, it's pretty good. We've got a bit of ground noise, and a lot of that noise, honestly, is not even the amp as much as it is the lighting in here is causing a little bit of interference here. So I'm just going to warn you, you're going to hear some crackles, you're going to hear some pops. It's completely normal. We know what's happening. I want you to hear what a broken speaker kind of sounds like when it's on the way out. Now, to be fair, I believe the speaker in this amp's original, and it's getting on up there in age, guys. I mean, you're talking a speaker that's pushing 70 years old. All right, so I would imagine after having all those guitar notes put through it over the years, it's probably a little tired, needs to be, rebuilt or whatever. G.E. Smith is probably most well known for his work with Hall & Oates. If you've heard the tune Man Eater, I'm pretty sure he played guitar on Private Eyes. Many tunes that G.E. Smith played guitar on. Definitely a famous dude in the music world. And then he also was a band leader for Saturday Night Live for like 10 years. I want to say from like 1995 to 2005 or something like that. I want to say that's about right, but like a 10-year stint as the band leader for the Saturday Night Live band. So that's one of G.E. Smith's. I feel like, man, growing up and watching G.E. Smith on TV on Saturday Night Live and just hearing all the music, all the intro and outro music that you would hear throughout the show, like between commercial breaks and stuff like that, man, the music was always spot on, and I always loved his guitar playing. But this amp was purchased by Cream City Music up in, I believe it's Milwaukee. Okay, those guys up there purchased a huge collection of guitars and amplifiers direct from G.E. Smith. And this is really one of the last ones they had. They sold most of the Fender stuff. I guess the Magnatone stuff sort of sits around, but I'm a Magnatone nut. And when I saw this amp was for sale, I wanted to take an opportunity to pick it up. And the shipping was very professional. They did a great job. It got to me just fine without a single scratch on it. Everything was great. And it sounds cool. It doesn't, right now the amplifier is completely cranked. There's a microphone input, there's a guitar input, and then there's their switch tone, which turns the amplifier on and off and obviously adjusts the tone. Now we have all 3 knobs dimed, and I've actually got the channels jumped between the instrument input and the microphone input. So I'm running everything full out and with the channels jumped. It's really not a very loud amplifier. I would guess to think that once we get the speaker dealt with in this thing, it's probably going to scream a lot better. Right now, listen to this. Definitely some crackle. So definitely got some crackle going on. We know that's going to happen. I want you guys to hear what those frequencies sound like, and it starts to fart out. We're also going to hit it with a couple of pedals and push it a little further, and you'll really hear it start to crackle. It's definitely a speaker issue. This amplifier has been gone through by the techs at Cream City Music, and they've recapped where necessary, fixed a power supply, they added a 3-prong cable to make sure it's safe to use. So we definitely think that the speaker is the culprit. Here's the bridge pickup. And remember, that's the amp completely dimed out. It's on the way out. Now, if we get on the neck pickup and get those low bass notes, it'll flub out. So I want you to hear what that sounds like. If you're playing through your amp and you hear that scratchiness like that, and it's probably on the way out. You know, it could have a hole in the paper cone. It could be a wide variety of different things, but I am most certainly sure that that's a speaker issue. I don't think the circuit of the amp, there's anything wrong, because it's really only doing it on the super low frequencies. And what'll happen is those low frequencies cause different types of vibrations with the speaker. High frequencies versus low frequency. That's why you see frequency response in a speaker as being such a thing that people talk about so much, because some guys who want to get that kind of low chuggy thing for metal or whatever, you know, they want the low frequency response to be there to handle those low frequencies. A guy that wants a balance is going to look for a balanced frequency response from the speaker. When a certain frequency causes an issue in a speaker or in an amplifier, it can be a couple of things. Either one, the speaker has become separated from the baffle somehow, like maybe there's a slight gap, and when you hit a certain frequency range, those vibrations will cause a buzzing to occur, okay? I know you guys have heard of Fender amps that don't have the grill cloth properly secured to the baffle, and you'll hear on a recording the grill cloth flapping back and forth, going from the air that's being moved by the speakers will cause the grill cloth to move back and forth. So the way the grill cloth is attached has a lot to do with, you know, you want to prevent that flapping from occurring between the grill cloth and the baffle. The speaker can vibrate, like I said, from being loose in the baffle. We already checked, it's tight. I think the speaker's just old and tired and needs some refurbishment. That's going to be my guess. Now, one way we could probably get around this is to take a lead, a speaker lead, and disconnect the speaker from another amp and then run a cord over and listen to another cabinet with another speaker and just use the amp. I don't have the capability to do that today, but I wanted you to hear what a speaker going out kind of sounds like. I thought it'd be a fun experiment. Now, you guys might be familiar. What was that tune that guy Rumble, I think is the name of the tune? And he took a razor blade and like cut the speakers to get this fuzzy sound. So let's go for that. I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of the Polaris resonant overdrive. And let's just let some big dirty chords ring out and see if we get that kind of broken speaker fuzz sound. That's what I really wanted to hear here, and see if we could get it. Yeah, she's on the way out. So basically, guys, if your speaker's doing that, chances are it's on the way out. I want you to hear what a broken, ratty speaker sounds like. And plus, to sort of document this, because we're not going to change anything electronically about the amp, but we are going to, I guess, recone and refurbish G.E. Smith's original speaker that's in this amplifier. And then we probably will replace it, just so we're not putting a lot of wear and tear on the original speaker. And then I'll just retain the original speaker for collection purposes later down the road. But it's a great circuit. It actually is a really good Strat tone. So stay tuned for a future video. We'll take this amplifier after we got the speaker refurbished in it, and we'll do a proper video on it. But I wanted you to hear that kind of ratty sound that you get. So if you're hearing that coming out of your amp, there's a pretty strong chance that it's probably the speaker, and I'll report back and let you guys know when we do the update video on this amp. I'll let you know exactly what the problem ended up being with the speaker. But in the meantime, I'm going to admit, guys, I'm not overly tech savvy when it comes to working on amplifiers, but I'm going to take it up to Jeff at Andrew's Amp Lab, have him check it out, and we'll see what happens, and we'll see what he says. But guys, thank you very much for watching today's video. We hope you sort of enjoyed it. You probably won't enjoy it because the speaker's really broke on this thing, but I wanted you to hear it because it's just kind of cool. So anyway, guys, we post every Monday and Friday here on Guitarsenal. Make sure you tune in. We really appreciate it. I'm going to make a little bit more racket, and boy, it's awful racket. I want you to hear the Strat tone this thing can get. And I know it's not going to do it justice with the broken speaker, but this thing actually has some really boss sounding Strat tone.